You're here. You're alive. You might as well get the most out of it you can.
That's Susan. I'm Margaret Young, founder of Age Knowble, and There's a Living, a brand new series where we chat with older persons about their life so far. We'll talk about what worked, what didn't, and what they've learned along the way.
Okay, well, I was born in Pennsylvania, in a little town called Johnstown, and my parents had a store. It was flowers and antiques, so we had imports from all over the world and did very unusual flower arrangements. And I feel very blessed for the upbringing that I had. I lived near woods very much like I do now, and spent most of my time in the forest pretending I was an Indian, never a cowboy, always an Indian, riding my stick horse. And my parents were, particularly my father was a great reader, and home was filled with books and music. And
when it was time for college, New York City beckoned. But after getting her degree, Susan returned to Johnstown to work at her parents' shop. She loved it, but after a while, small town life was too restrictive. Back in New York again, Susan did a design course, eventually ending up at Bloomingdale's. This wasn't quite a fit either, so when a friend offered her a job in Vancouver, she jumped at the chance. For Susan, this constant trying on of lives was the plan all along.
A friend of my family's, he was a professor at a university in the States, and when I was querying about what I wanted to do with my life, because everybody seemed to have some sort of vision of what they wanted to do, and he said to me, just keep looking, don't settle. And I took that to heart, so I kept searching. And when I landed in Vancouver, I still hadn't decided, but somebody asked me to come and work in their agency. So I said to her, okay, I'll come and manage your agency if I can do your window. I had never done window display. I remember one of the first ones I did was for a Father's Day window, and I took some men's clothing and I stuffed it with paper, and I borrowed some sports equipment from one of the other shops in the shopping center, and I put them on a raft and with lots of sporting equipment with it, etc., and posed them in a funny sort of way, and put a sign in that said, "Give the old sport a trip for Father's Day." And they got so much attention. I said, oh, that's sort of fun. And then I did the next one. Self-teaching the whole time, because it took me hours to do them because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I decided to quit that job, got a part-time job, and started doing windows. And before I knew it, I had a business.
Susan spent the next 30 years doing window displays in Vancouver, moving from project to project. Along the way, she learned to be at peace with adversity and uncertainty.
One of the biggest lessons I learned was just follow through. If you decide that you want to do something, to just make that commitment, but keep verbalizing it, somehow it will happen. You know, we all have a choice. We can stay in the swamp and elicit a lot of sympathy from people and wallow in that. Or we can listen to them and we can keep moving our feet, moving towards the edge. If you get to the edge and you really can't get out, there will always be a hand to help you. Aside from anything else that I had that I was blessed with, was a positive attitude. Something will come along, it's going to be challenging, but there'll be a gift in it for me. And so far that has been proven correct. Oh yeah, there's things that come up that I'd rather not have had happen, but there was always a gift in it.
Susan has spent most of her life living in the present, making the best of now. Now in her 8th decade, her outlook remains unchanged.
I don't think about the future. I love things just as they are in this moment. I try to stay in this moment of joy. If I beam up tomorrow and say, wow, I was learning until the very end. I was happy until the very end. And then I was probably even happier.
Many thanks to Susan for chatting with us today, and thank you to you for joining us. We're always looking for older persons to talk with, and by older person, we mean someone who's age 65 or older. You don't need to be famous, but you do need to have lived. If that sounds like you, or if you want to be part of our project in some other way, write to us at hello@ageknowble.com. That's hello@ageknowble.com. We can't wait to hear about you.